Okay, now that you're well set up and you have everything working the way that you need to have it working, and you've spent the time putting your food plan in place and making sure that you're prepared for the week and you're prepared to make sure that you're going to succeed throughout this contest and challenge, this video is just a short run through to make sure that you know your way around the system and that you know how to keep things on track from a day-to-day basis. Now when you log in, you'll see here that you'll end up at your client dashboard, and it's just a matter of deciding what you want to do. So if you want to change your food plan for the day, or you want to adjust your points, then let's go ahead and just go straight into our member homepage. Now, based on your training facility and what they have devised for your point system, your points will sit in here. If they're not in here, just make sure that you've chosen one of the options to select the points to be in there, but by default most of the time you'll find them in the top left hand corner. Now let's say that you've gone ahead and you've drunk your 2 liters of water today. It's just a matter of ticking that, going ahead and ticking whatever criteria that your training facility has put in there for you to keep yourself accountable and on track throughout their competition. Now let's say that you have had a crazy couple of days. You've stuck to your food plan because you printed out your week and you haven't had your chance to get onto the software, but finally you're on the software again. Don't feel bad. Alright, it's just a matter of then going ahead and backdating your competition date so that you can still enter your points. You can't plan forward with your points because it's a tracking of how you've gone from a day-to-day basis, but you can backdate them. So make sure you are doing this on a daily basis, just so you're ticking it off and you're also keeping yourself accountable for what you should have been doing. Now, depending on what your training facility has set up in your contest and challenge will also depend on maybe what the prize is going to be for winning the competition points. So not only are you going to get great results, but you're probably more than likely going to be in the running to win something pretty fantastic for getting the most amount of points throughout your contest and your challenge. So really important that you're doing that on a day-to-day basis, but if you do forget, remember you can backdate it right there. Okay, now before we set up a food plan and a food week, and let's say you've ended up at the new week. So if you have a look, the system will always default from Sunday to Saturday. So let's say it ended up being Monday the following week and you have not done your food plan yet. Besides getting a little bit of a slap from your trainer, hopefully, it's now a matter of going in and setting that up. So let's go to Sunday the 27th, because if you're Monday, you're still going to have to backdate it so you can record what you've done, and you'll see there's no information here yet. So all we need to do to make life really easy, alright, is again, like I showed you last time, if you have a food plan, choose the food plan again, suggest the week, and go ahead and edit the whole week again. If you're finding, especially when you're committing to a good food plan and some structure, it might be easier to select it from a previous week. So let's go ahead and choose previous week. This is going to save you so much time. And you can see here that the week that we're going to choose is the week previously. If you had a few other weeks in there, it'd just be a matter of choosing one of the other weeks that you might had. So depending on the length of your contest, you might have 3 or 4 different weeks that you've put together throughout your contest. So if you want to backdate and choose one of those other weeks and then edit that, again, you'll save yourself time. So let's just say we're going to copy this one that we did last week. And the great thing about this next step is everything is in there exactly the same way as you set it up. So it is really easy, and it is just a matter of choosing select week from a previous week and going ahead and putting it in there. Alright, once you've done that, you'll see on the member homepage again when you select that following week. So if I go ahead and choose the 27th, you now have a week in there for the 27th as well. So it's really important on a week-to-week basis to make sure at least by the following Saturday that you're getting ready to structure and plan your week that's coming ahead of you. Alright, so you've got competition points, you've got making sure that your food plan's there. If you need to edit your food plan, remember it's just a matter of clicking on that, going to your nutrition page, and then editing your food. Again, trying to keep things in line with what your actuals are that have been set by your training facility. Alright, the other thing that we've got here, which is pretty cool, is once you're doing the points, alright, and you want to see where you're ranking compared to everybody else, so if you are being really diligent and you are doing what's needed to make sure you get the best results, click View Rank, and you'll see at this point I'm not in a competition, but if you were in a competition, it would take you straight to the competition page where you'd be able to see where you're ranking at any time. Because this is done daily, it's going to calculate it on a daily basis as well. Alright, one of the other great features that we've got for you within the system is keeping track, I guess, of how you're feeling. And, the best way to do this sometimes is just to express, what's going on for you mentally, emotionally in a journal. So, let's say in the start week, this is the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. Alright, and we'll add that journal note, and you'll see there that it has a date. And by the end, you might say, I am killing this now. So it can be little simple things, but it's a great way to have a look back at your journey, alright, and see how you've gone throughout the contest and challenge. It's also a great way for your training facility to be able to go and see how you're feeling, to see how you're coping with everything, and what it's been like for you throughout the whole contest and challenge. Now, again, one of the best things about having the software and being able to do all of this is that if you are being diligent and you are, doing the things you need to do, and let's say you aren't getting the results you want to, or you just want an update to make sure that you are making the most out of your time, if all this information is in here, your training facility is going to find it really easy to go and log into your profile and make sure that you are on track and you're doing the things that you need to do, which is really going to help them make sure that you're getting the most out of it as well. Okay, one of the other things that I highly recommend, and again, depending on what your fitness and training facility has asked you to, is making sure that you have put in your before and after photos. And the reason why I recommend this is because it's always important to look at the visual aspect. So rather than just looking at things from weight or measurements, you should be gauging how you're feeling, hence what the journal is for, and also how you're looking. So with before and after photos, it's nice and simple. Make sure you have them in a folder or a file or on your desktop somewhere. Alright, there's a front profile and a side profile. Really important you do this without too much of a busy background, so like a white wall, a door frame, something that you're going to be able to use when you do your after photos as well. So make sure, again, choose your file, upload it here, and you'll be able to see this. The only other person that's going to be able to see this is your fitness facility if they want to go and have a look at it. But do this from the beginning, get it set up from day one, and that way at the end, regardless of how you're feeling, because sometimes we feel like we haven't progressed a lot, but visually there's going to be a massive change. So make sure you do it, and don't be afraid to, because like I said, the only people who are going to see it are you and your training facility if they want to. So good luck with everything. Make sure that you're on here on a daily basis. If you're not on here on a daily basis, then you can print your week. Alright, but then make sure you come on and backdate your points. Keep things interactive. The more that you're keeping this front of mind, the better the results you're going to get, and the easier it's going to be as well, like I mentioned, to make sure that your training facility can help you in whatever way they can.